Every single day, your brain makes thousands of decisions. Most of them happen so quickly that you don't even notice them. You believe you are making conscious choices. But what if many of those choices were already influenced before you even became aware of them? In today's video, we explore what modern psychology tells us about how decisions, emotions, and habits shape our lives. Let me ask you something very simple. Are you really in control of your decisions? When you wake up and say, "Today I will be productive," why do you end up scrolling your phone 2 hours later? When you say, "This is the last time I do this," why does it happen again? And when you stay in situations, are bad for you, why is it so hard to leave? So here's the real question. If you are not fully in control, then who is making your decisions? What if I told you your brain was never designed for success? It was designed for one thing only: survival. For thousands of years, the human brain had one mission: keep you alive. It didn't care about becoming rich. It didn't care about achieving your dreams. And it certainly didn't care about building a successful career. Its only job was to help you survive another day. And even today, your brain still works the same way. That's why studying feels difficult. Working on your goals feels exhausting. And discipline often feels painful. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain is trying to save energy whenever it can. At the same time, scrolling through social media feels effortless. Eating junk food feels rewarding, and procrastination feels, strangely, comfortable. Your brain naturally chooses the easiest path because for most of human history, saving energy increased the chances of survival. So here's the real question. Is your brain helping you build the life you want? Or is it simply trying to keep you comfortable? Have you ever noticed this pattern? You feel bored. You open your phone. You feel better. You'll repeat it again. But here's the question. Why does your brain reward behavior that wastes your time? Because your brain doesn't care about long-term results. It only cares about one thing: immediate reward. That's why this loop is so powerful. It starts when something triggers you. Then you take an action. You get a small reward in return, and your brain immediately wants to repeat it again. So let me ask you, if your brain keeps rewarding these bad habits, how are you supposed to break them? In situations like these, decision-making doesn't feel like a clear, logical process. It feels automatic. This is because the brain doesn't work as a single system. It uses at least two different modes. One is fast, emotional, and reactive. The other is slower, more analytical, and deliberate. But in many real-life situations, the emotional system responds first, and the logical system often comes in later, not to make the decision, but to explain it. So in many cases, emotions influence the direction of our actions, and logic builds the explanation afterward. Your brain is not designed to show you reality exactly as it is. Its primary goal is survival, efficiency, and meaning, not perfect accuracy. That's why it tends to prioritize information that matches what you already believe. This is known as confirmation bias. Information that contradicts your beliefs is often ignored or downplayed without you consciously noticing it. The same mechanism affects how you remember experiences. Negative events often feel stronger and last longer in memory than positive ones. This happens because the brain is more sensitive to potential threats than comfort or balance. From an evolutionary perspective, this bias helped humans survive dangerous environments, but in modern life, it can distort how we see the world. So the important question is not whether your brain is lying to you. It's how much it is filtering what you experience. Think about some of the decisions you later regretted. Many of them likely happened during strong emotional states. Anger, sadness, exhaustion, or intense attachment can all affect how we interpret situations. When emotions are strong, they don't remove rational thinking completely, but they significantly reduce its influence. Anger tends to narrow attention and push toward reaction. Sadness often reduces motivation and encourages withdrawal. Strong emotional attachment can blur objective judgment, and fatigue lowers cognitive control and patience. In these states, decisions are not purely rational or purely emotional. They are influenced heavily by the emotional context of the moment. Understanding this doesn't remove emotions from decision-making, but it helps you recognize when your judgment might be less stable. If we know some habits are harmful, why do we keep repeating them? The answer is simple. The brain prioritizes immediate reward over long-term outcomes. Every action that brings short-term relief or pleasure strengthens a neural pattern. Checking your phone again, delaying an important task, repeating a familiar behavior. That feels easy in the moment. Over time, these patterns become automatic. Not because you lack discipline, but because the behavior has been reinforced repeatedly. The brain doesn't evaluate your long-term goals. In every moment, it responds to what feels rewarding right now. That's why habits are not just actions. They are learned patterns of reward. Changing them requires changing what your brain expects as a reward. If much of what we do is automatic, is control even possible? Yes, but not in the way people usually think. Control is not about stopping thoughts or emotions. It is about recognizing them early enough to respond differently. The key is awareness. A small moment of pause can change the direction of a decision. Instead of reacting instantly, you create space between stimulus and response. In that space, choice becomes possible. You don't need long reflection in every situation. Even a few seconds can be enough, because in that moment, you are no longer fully automatic. You are aware of what is happening, and awareness is where real control begins. So the final question is not whether your brain controls you. It clearly plays a major role in your thoughts, emotions, and habits. The real question is whether you can observe it in action, because when you can see how a system works, you are no longer completely inside it. You gain perspective, and with perspective comes choice. Maybe control was never about fighting your mind. Maybe it was always about understanding it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.